Peace and the blessings, family. Welcome back to MGT4 LYFE. Now I know that I didn't have a video last week because one, I turned 22, yay! And I ended up going out of town with my mom, and so I didn't have enough time during that last week to, you know, interview someone, put together an actual video. So here we are now, today. I do have a vlog coming, probably going to be uploaded by the end of this week, in which I'm going to share with you guys what I did during this little trip. It was a really nice trip. I've never been anywhere with my mom, so we had a good time and we enjoyed the Florida weather. Today, I wanted to speak to you guys a bit about the military deportment or deployment. I don't really know which word it is exactly, that the women and just members of the Nation of Islam, what we do as far as, you know, that, because we consider ourselves an army. We are an army of God. We are not an army of this country, of this world, but we are an army of God. And we partake in military deployment, which is pretty much just the way in which militaries, you know, go about doing things. So we do a little something called drilling, which promotes discipline, structure, one mind, one body. Because, you know, when you're drilling, if you're not familiar with drilling, it's something that, you know, military soldiers, armies, something that they do, I believe, to distill discipline, you know, structure, that one mind, one noise. Because when you're drilling, someone's telling you one word, and until you hear like phase, that's when you move. It's a little bit more complicated. It's easier to said than, you know, it's easier to show it than it is to like talk about it. But yeah, that's military deployment, and that's something that we practice again in the Nation of Islam. Those who are of age, for the women specifically, are considered vanguard. So that's ages, I believe, 16 to 35, 36, somewhere in the late 30s. Those are considered the vanguard aged individuals. And for the men, it's not necessarily vanguard, it's like FOI. And I don't think they have an age limit, I'm not sure. But for the women, the vanguard are 16 to 35-ish year old women. And vanguards are simply those who hold security posts, who hold check posts at the mosques and for national and or local events. So security posts means we check people. Like, we literally check, you know, like an airport. You don't go through not like you go through a thing when you go to the mosques or anything, but you go through a check procedure, because we have to make sure that you are not bringing any weapons, any contraband, anything that is not good for you into our environments, into our buildings, etc. So you can't harm anyone or yourselves. So that's what we check for. Not only do we check for, you know, the physical stuff, we check your spirit too. Make sure you're in the right state of mind, you know, make sure you're not mentally off, you know. We check a lot of things. Well, not necessarily. Yeah, we do. We check your bodies and your spirits. So that's what the women, the vanguard in the Nation of Islam, do. We check, we hold posts. One of this, I just mentioned that the first is probably the most profound one, is the check procedures. And then we have people who do greeters posts, which are people who are likely the first faces that you see that are women. When you visit the mosques, you'll see someone directing you, or like, you know, saying, good morning, assalamualaikum, and they'll guide you to the people so you can go get checked. So that's a post. And then we have people who go on in-house, which is inside of the event or in the back of our mosques. Pretty much those people, they're kind of like ushers if you've ever been to a church. I think that's what an usher is. I haven't been to a church in years, so I might have been misusing that term, but they're inside of the back room wherever the lecture is taking place, and they're making sure that the audience is good, make sure no one is doing anything that they should be doing. So yeah, that is a few of our posts. There's a lot of different posts that you may get. You might get assigned an individual to watch after if there's like a dignitary, and dignitary simply means, you know, like a very important person, kind of like a celebrity, not necessarily celebrity, but someone who needs security when they are visiting your mosque and or event, whatever it may be. So yeah, that's the vanguard. We carry ourselves as if we are military. These are things that are implemented on us on our daily lives. Things that we learned in MGT class, And then we used to get a lot of it when we were actually at the mosque, you know, like on the job training in a sense. But since we're not at the mosque, I found that I'm actually implementing the military deployment that I've actually been learning for the last 3 years, because we've been out of the mosque for the last year. Sheesh. Yeah, I've just been using it. You know, one is just always remaining alert, always being aware of your surroundings, which is the same thing as being alert. Never staying somewhere where you don't have to stay for longer, aka going to grocery stores, getting what you need to go get and leave. No lollygagging, because we are living in a very terrible world and people are taking people, and matters are just getting worse day by day. It is very important that we have military deployment, and I'm just grateful for the nation for implying that with me, because it's essentially their traits and elements that I take with me everywhere. Again, you know, being aware, getting in a car and just locking your door right away and not staying somewhere for long periods of time and just sitting in your car and making yourself a target, you know, listening to music that's loud when you're out going and doing walks and stuff. All of that is military deployment, and all of it will literally save your life. And not only that, we actually train, you know, to defend ourselves. I haven't done it in years, but we do train. There are women who do jujitsu. We do I can't really think of it right now. We do karate, but we do a lot of, you know, the basic self-defense tactics and stuff, because again, we live in a real world where we are targeted, specifically Black women in America. So yeah, that's a little bit about the military deployment. I'm willing to share more if you guys want to learn more. It's been a really long time since I even went over the military deployment, because we are not at the physical mosques, and that's usually when we do the hands-on physical stuff. But you know, since quarantine, I'm learning that military deployment is a way of life. It's the way you carry yourself when you travel, when you're doing everything. So yeah, I hope this helps answer some questions, because I've never heard too many people talking about the military deployment aspect of the MGT and GCC and Vanguard. So I just wanted to share this real quick. I hope this was informal. I don't know if I touched everything, but if I didn't, I'll do another video explaining in depth about anything that you guys may want to go in a bit more about, because again, now that we're not in the mosques, it's not something I'm seeing people know anything about or just learn about. But it is a very, very, very crucial part of being an MGT, if not one of the most important, because you know, you got to secure your family, your babies while you out with the babies, because people be taking babies. It's a lot. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Sorry that this is a little late, but better late than never. I hope that this makes up for my absence for last week, and I'll be back with the more fun and entertaining stuff next week. I think I might do another interview with another person, because you guys seem to like that. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.